4, or my 4th submission for my 300-hour yoga teacher training. So in our first video, we did very basic body opening and body awareness movements and sequences based on the Pawan Muktasana series, or the prana releasing series, or the air releasing series. So we began inviting certain movements into our practice to open up the body and release maybe stagnant prana or air that may be locked in the joints. From this very basic practice, we continue to elevate and increase our awareness as we continued opening the body by using more contractions as a means of opening rather than just gentle folding. So we combine gentle folding with more rigorous contractions to allow for even more intense opening of the body, and increased awareness and flexibility through the contractions. Still very basic to address a large audience and a lot of different people. And then we progressed up into the third video, which is pranayama. So we worked on pranayama that's aimed at cleansing the different parts of the body, pranayama that's aimed at stimulating and invigorating the body and certain nadis, and we discussed pranayama that's aimed at cooling or relaxing our bodies, and do another alternate nadi. We also did balancing practices as well, but now we're going to move into a practice that I believe is more connected to Tantra, but falls within what is yoga, this ultimate union. So today's sequence is going to be regarding chakras, increasing our awareness of them, how to address each of them individually, and how to stack, I guess, the middle. So when we did pranayama, when we did asana, we were building up the physical vessel, making our awareness of it a little more gross, right? So in the opposite of subtle, making it a little more obvious to us. Then we moved into pranayama, dealing with the pingala and the ida, dealing with either or of the nadis. Even when we did nadi shodhana, going back and forth, we're still alternating between the two. Now the chakras lie along the center line. So now we're dealing with the sushumna nadi, the central one, and we're going to work our way up through the midline of the body, through the chakra pathways. So today's class is going to be on chakras. I am your instructor, Rashimiel Uriah Kayamit, but I go by Shimi. As a student, I am also Shimi. I'm 31 years old, still fairly new to yoga. Kind of intimidated about this chakra practice. You know, the spiritual makes people a little timid. Practices that aren't based solely on physical progressions make people somewhat timid. So I may have hesitations in regards to that for the sake of this video. But in response, we provide the awareness that these same energetic wheels also have physical presences in the body. So it's not something outside of your level of comprehension, whether you feel more inclined to the spirit, or feel more inclined to the physical, or feel more inclined to the emotional and mental aspects of it. All right, so with that said, we're going to begin our practice, which is based on the chakras. We're going to go from our root up through the body to our crown. Throughout this practice, we'll be using just a full yogic breath with any breathing that's attached to each practice. We'll also incorporate mudra, which are different hand gestures that have psychosomatic effects on the body and mind. We'll also be incorporating mantra, which is an expansion of energy using the mind. So mantras start off in the mind and they expand as we speak them. Tra, expansion of energy, mind, or manas is the mind. So you see how mantra functions. With that said, we're going to start this practice. So I would like you to find yourself in a comfortable position, comfortable asana, comfortable posture, keeping the spine long, erect but relaxed. Relax your shoulders. Allow the eyelids to fall with your next exhale. Bring your awareness to the breath. feeling the belly or the diaphragm fill and rise, then the chest or thoracic region fill and expand, causing the shoulders or the clavicle to subtly rise. And as we exhale, allowing the shoulders to gently fall, the chest to gently collapse, and the belly to subtly sink in. Make sure to maintain awareness of the pause between the inhale and exhale, enjoying that pause between the two breaths. It is said that that is where we experience life, at the point between birth and death, or inspiration or expiration, or inhalation or exhalation. That space between is where we really enjoy and gain this awareness necessary for our higher evolution. On your next inhale, you're going to gently open your eyes. A moment for correction. Actually, we're going to go back to closing our eyes. So allow your eyelids to fall again gently, settling back into this asana as we bring our palms together in Namaskar pose. Shoulders relaxed, elbows in, spine still long, neck and chin still neutral. Our palms are connected in front of our heart. We're going to gently rub our palms together. As we rub our palms together, we're going to generate what's known as heat, thermic energy, prana, which is caused by the friction created by the movement in our hands. All of them are generated, all of them function the same. They're all variations of our life force. Once your palms are warm, you're going to place your palms over your eyes, blinking into your palms, closing the eyes, gently massaging the eyes, massaging the forehead, the temples, coming back up to the nose, the bridge, the sinuses, returning back to the brow, forehead, temple, cheeks, neck, as you return back to our seated asana. Opening our eyes. Namaste. I bow to you. Alright, so in the last video we increased our awareness of breath, so we're going to begin today's practice with that same awareness. So we're going to return back to our full yogic breath. So we're going to just combine all three just to maintain our awareness, but you're going to breathe into the diaphragm. As the diaphragm fills, the chest expands. As the chest fills, the clavicle, the shoulder subtly rises. Enjoying the pause between the inhale and exhale. And then we exhale, relaxing the shoulders down. Chest sinks and collapses, belly falls back in. As we enjoy the pause between the exhale and inhale as well. So we're going to do a few rounds of full yogic breath. You can do it in any seated posture. You can do it in a kneeling posture. But we're going to find ourselves stable within either. Bring our awareness to the breath as we inhale, filling the diaphragm or the belly, filling the chest or thoracic region, allowing the clavicle or the shoulders to subtly rise, embracing the space between the inhale and the exhale. Before we exhale, shoulders slightly fall, chest collapses gently, and the stomach begins to sink back in. Continue to inhale, belly, chest, shoulders. Pause. Exhale, shoulders, chest, belly. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Inhale. exhale. We have 2 more rounds. On your next exhale, we're going to gently open our eyes, return to our practice consciously. All right, so now that we have a general, a fundamental and foundational knowledge of full yogic breathing, we're going to move into the chakras. All right, so we're going to begin with the first chakra. It's known as the Muladhara chakra, our root chakra. It is located at your perineum, between the anus and the genitals, where we sit. The part of that flesh that's connected to the floor, our root, is known as Muladhara. The gland that's attached to this chakra is the adrenal gland, dealing with fight or flight, also dealing with our stability, our being grounded, our foundations. The color for this chakra is red. As you see the chakras progress, it's going to be very similar to a rainbow going from red to violet. So our first chakra, our most basic one, is red. The element for this chakra is earth. The mudra for this chakra, you're going to hold your hands like this, connecting index and thumb. The hand maintains rigidity as it points out, but everything else is relaxed. The mantra for this mudra is LAM, L-A-M. So with mantras of 3 letters, the first sound is usually very, I want to say aggressive. It starts off very gross, very obvious, and as you progress through the sounds, you get more subtle, going from la to and as you fade from you enter just the breath. So use this mantra to take you from the gross or the physical body to the more subtle emotional, the more subtle mental, the more subtle energetic, and then go beyond that to just the internal humming and sound that guides you to the most subtle, which is yourself, your true self. So we're going to use mudra for psychosomatic effect. We're going to use mantra for that same effect I just mentioned. We're going to combine them with some visualization as we visualize red with our eyes closed. So we're going to maintain proper alignment, long spine, shoulders relaxed, hands rigid, but everything else just gentle. You got the eyelids fall. We're going to visualize red. We're going to take in a breath. Inhale fully. We're going to exhale, saying LAM. One more round. Taking a breath after the practice, exhaling gently, allowing the practice to settle with your being. On your next inhale, we're going to open eyes, prepare for the next chakra. Now, what I didn't say is chakras are also known as wheels. So chakra translates to wheels. So these chakras are in our body are energetic wheels that spin in different directions based on the function, their masculine nature or feminine nature. Um, in the tradition, they will teach us two things. You may hear that there are 7 chakras. You may hear that there are 6 chakras. Both are correct. Um, in more modern traditions, they reference the 7 chakras as all being in the body, but only actually 6 chakras are actually in the physical body. The 7th one resides subtly above our head, in the part of our right above the part of our skull that was once soft when we were born. Having children now that are delivered, that soft spot makes it very obvious to where the crown is in our innate nature of connecting to all and connecting to source, with that one part of our body maintaining softness as the rest of it becomes rigid. So now we're going to move up into our second chakra, known as Svadhisthana, also known as the sacral chakra, commonly misunderstood as the navel. So the sacral chakra is the place on your spine just above your tailbone, your sacrum. If you come directly in front, just about 1.5 inches below the navel will be Svadhisthana, or the location of this chakra. The gland that it's attached to is your reproductive gland. In other traditions like Taoism and Tai Chi, this area of the body will be known as the Dantian. Of course, the element is water, dealing with our emotions. This is where we're able to feel the most gross experience of the prana. So our emotions, our energy and movement, things that generate flow are cultivated in this region. The color for this chakra, Svadhisthana, is orange. So as we move from red, we're going up into a higher vibration of color, which is leading us to orange. The element I said was water. This one, the mudra for this one is we're going to take our left hand, not super rigid, but my hands just look really hard when I form them from all the martial arts. We're going to take our left hand, placing our right hand inside the left, connecting our thumbs, coming up to the body to make a circle. We're going to rest this in our lap, shoulders relaxed. We're going to visualize orange, and we're going to repeat the mantra of VAM. So we're going to close our eyes, keeping the spine long and the shoulders relaxed. We're going to take a deep, full yogic breath in, and as we exhale, we're going to say VAM, taking us from the gross to the subtle, or from our physical nature to our true nature. I'm going to inhale, VAM. Now returning back to your regular breath. We have one more. Inhale. And the next exhale, just relax and let the breath and the practice settle into your being with a new awareness of our second chakra. Your next inhale, we're going to open our eyes and prepare for our next one. Now, with pranayama and this kind of tantric expression, you can also add bandhas to it. A bandha is a lock, so there's 3 main locks that we can add to the body. One is the Mula Bandha, or a root lock, where you pull the perineum, or the area of the root chakra, up. So you'll withdraw that muscle up into the body, which closes that opening and forces the energy upward, which is the ultimate goal, pulling the prana up so that it can fully express itself as it continues to reverberate back down. So that's one bandha, the Mula Bandha, as you pull the perineum up. That's pretty much the only bandha. Let me not say that. Let's introduce all bandhas. So you have the Mula Bandha, where you pull the perineum up. You have the Uddiyana Bandha. I almost confused the Uddiyana Bandha with the Jalandhara. But the Uddiyana Bandha is when you fully inhale, but you draw the abdomen up. I'll demonstrate like straight. So as you inhale, you create a vacuum. As you curve the body, and the last lock is the Jalandhara, as you tuck the chin. So you have a throat lock, an abdominal lock, and the root lock. The root lock begins the energy flowing up. The abdominal lock continues to pull it up with the vacuum motion, and the throat lock contains it from going up. So you're pretty much containing that energy and channeling it in the thoracic region, in the torso. But with that said, we're going to move up into our next chakra. So with all these breaths and with all these practices, you can incorporate the bandhas if you want a heightened effect. So now we're moving up into Manipura. Manipura, man, my English accent is killing these beautiful Sanskrit words. But we have the Manipura. This is what we were taught is the solar plex, but it's actually the navel chakra. This deals with will, also the I am, establishing that self-knowing. This is the top of the first trinity. So we have 3 chakras on the bottom, 3 lower chakras. We also have 3 higher chakras. So the Manipura is the pinnacle of the 3 lower chakras. Its color is yellow. The glands that it attaches to are the pancreas and the... Is it the liver? No, the liver's an organ. The pancreas, and I believe it's the gallbladder. Yeah, they both release hormones. Bile. No, it is the pancreas and the liver. The liver releases bile. It's definitely a gland. So the element for this one is fire, attaching, of course, to the sun. The mudra is going to be left hand to right hand. Right thumb bends down, left thumb bends over. You place it right at the navel. So we have this here. The mantra for this one is Ram, R-A-M. Very special title or name in the culture. So we're going to take our breath in, visualizing yellow. Exhale, Ram. One more round. Taking a natural breath to allow the practice to settle as you release the hands and open our eyes gently. All right. Let's continue with this beautiful practice. All right, so now we're going to continue our movement up. All right. So the next chakra is Anahata. Anahata is what's known as the heart chakra. Is located centrally in our body. It's interesting that our heart chakra, our energetic wheel for the heart, is centrally located, but our actual heart is slightly off to one side. I find that interesting, especially because it's slightly shifted to our left side. Um, Sometimes the left side being associated with the feminine side, the side of logic and order, the more subtle yin side that deals with bringing things into being. So the fact that the heart shifts a little more to that side, maybe we, in this world, this physical world, we need to give more attention to the logic behind certain things, the order, all the things that maintain within this chaotic expression, which is the masculine side. But with that said, Anahata, the color for the Anahata is green, representing compassion, love, growth, but compassion not in feeling for others because that creates a separation, but true compassion in feeling with no regard to the I. So whatever you feel, whether it is perceived for others, it doesn't involve an I and you. It's just a feeling that is expressed and experienced mutually between all. This is compassion. Um, the element for this chakra is air. So we're seeing somewhat the order of creation, or was created was last was earth. Before earth was water. Before water there was fire. Before fire there was air. All of which feeds the next one. Air nurtures the fire. The fire brings in the necessity for water. The water nourishes the earth, and the earth allows things to grow. For the Anahata, I said the color's green. The gland for the Anahata is the thymus gland. This is one of the glands that is often argued about if it's the master gland because it relays a lot of information to other glands. The mantra for this one is Yam, Y-A-M, and the hand positions are very interesting because now we're going to go through the same trinity as the first. So the first Muladhara was both hands like this. We're going to return to this, keeping the right hand on our lap, left hand to our central heart, spine long, shoulders relaxed. The color is green as we visualize green, closing our eyes. We're going to inhale and exhale Yam. Yam. One more round. All right, next inhale, we're going to open our eyes and return back to our position. All right, now that we're moving through, let's continue up through the chakras, through our wheels, through our glands, through the body. We're also experiencing the body on several levels as we incorporate mantra, mudra, a certain asana to hold the body, certain breathing. We're experiencing the whole gamut of the Ashtanga system as far as the basic disciplines, the steady nature, proper control of the prana, which leads us up to higher, more Raja-based yoga where we get into Pratyahara, where we are able to withdraw the senses, which can be achieved in proper nidra or sleep or proper fasting. And by consequence of being able to withdraw the senses, which is achieved through these practices, you realize your ability to concentrate. And once that grows, you realize your natural state of meditation. And once you go beyond that, you realize your natural state of union and samadhi, being equal with the all. All right, so we're moving up into the Vishuddha. Vishuddha is the throat chakra. It deals with our communication and also our ability to express our truth. So it deals with expression. The gland attaches the thyroid gland, which also expresses a lot of hormones to the body that calls things into being and action. The element for this one is the ether or the space, and not just space like what's in the sky, but the constant space or subtle vibration that allows these other elements to manifest. So as we keep going from earth to water to fire to air, we get more subtle, and the most subtle physical expression would be this ether, or this space or this backdrop that allows for all this to express itself. The color for the Vishuddha is more of a soft blue, a baby blue. The mantra is going to be Ham, H-A-M, and the mudra is going to be similar to the Svadhisthana, but this time we're going to go hands back to back as we interlace fingers. Thumbs come together, making our circle again as we place this in our lap. Spine long, shoulders relaxed. We're going to visualize a soft blue and draw energy into our Vishuddha, our throat chakra. We're located at the base of the throat, right where you hit the sternum. All right, so we're here, soft blue. We're going to inhale and we're going to exhale, hum. One more round. Releasing the hands as we follow the breath to return back to a stable state, relaxed state as we open our eyes gently. All right, now we are going to continue our journey up into expansion of our awareness of our body, expansion of our awareness of, well, bodies, because we have 4 bodies, which is why there's 4 dominant schools of yoga. We have the physical body, we have the emotional body, you have the mental body, as well as the energetic, which is why there's karma yoga. They say the yoga are service, but yoga karma actually means work, the actual doing, the physical work. We have Yana or Jnana yoga, as it is known, which is the path of intellect or the mind. We have Bhakti yoga, which is what they say the yoga of devotion, but it's also a way of cultivating our energetic awareness, or no, our emotional awareness. And then we have the higher Kriya or the Raja, the internal yoga that is more the energetic. You also find Kundalini and Tantra practices within that last system. So you have a different path to address each of our dominant bodies to allow us to become aware of the more subtle bodies, or what is beyond our conscious awareness at this current point. All right, moving up into the next chakra, one of the most commonly discussed chakras, the brow chakra, the Anya, the third eye. Anya, is beyond, Ya or Yana, knowledge, so we're going beyond knowledge. Before we even continue, In the Anahata, two chakras ago, the heart chakra, this is where we find the anada, the sound that's beyond sound. You go in, you talking about listen to the heart, you will hear that eternal humming, that that the most subtle of vibrations, the one that's hardest to understand, is kept in this one. Random thought popped into my mind I want to revisit. As we go back to Anya, our brow going beyond knowledge, going beyond the veil, going beyond the illusion into realizing the truth. Once we're able to express the truth, our awareness of the truth is now higher. In reality, all we can truly express is this truth, what we truly are. What we perceive as being expressed, there's the interesting part. But what is being expressed in every moment is only truth, only yoga, only this eternal union, only this eternal nature. Our perception of this thing dictates how you perceive it, but in reality, all we're expressing is this eternal truth. So now we're becoming aware of it on a higher level. The color for this chakra, moving up through our rainbow, our colorful body, we're moving into indigo. In addition to all this information I gave you, with any of the chakras, if you have a deficiency within that energetically or physically with the gland, eat foods similar to that chakra's colors and it'll stimulate it. So for the root chakra, we'll eat red foods. For the Svadhisthana, we'll eat orange. For the Manipura, we'll eat yellow. For the Anahata, the heart chakra, we'll eat green. For the throat or the Vishuddha, we'll eat blue, etc., etc. So there's a way to fulfill the needs of the body by listening to what it actually desires based on the energetic systems. Also, by eating these foods of colors, it takes out a lot of the stuff that is not serving us, which would be white things like milk, rice, and certain grains that are counterintuitive to our true nature. Also with cooking carcasses, which are none of the colors that we just previously explained, because when you cook a carcass, it comes out brown, which is not one of our actual chakra colors. It's just the color of us once we tap into earth. Everybody's brown at different frequencies, some more sandy, some more like bark, but we're all brown in some capacity, just the blending of all these colors and energetic systems. But yeah, the foods are definitely a way to do it, and by eating the right foods with the colors, you enter a sattvic state by consequence, allowing for the higher states of yoga to be easily accessed. But back to Anya, the brow chakra, color is indigo. This is dealing with our consciousness. Now we're moving beyond the 5 elements into just consciousness, awareness. The mantra for this is Om, A-U-M, moving through the 3 levels of consciousness, going from conscious or gross to subconscious or more subtle in the U to the most subtle in the hum at the end. The gland is the pituitary gland and the pineal gland, knowing that they are one. A lot of people try to separate them, saying that the pineal is attached to the crown chakra and the pituitary is attached to the brow, but both of them being in the body and in this region right behind the brow to the back of the skull is the pituitary and the pineal gland functioning together in harmony. Also dealing with our dreams and how we perceive. So Anya is we're going to put all our knuckles together except the middle finger. The middle fingers are touching fleshy part to fleshy part. The rest of our fingers are knuckle to knuckle. Thumbs touching as we rest this one at our heart. We're going to inhale and exhale Om. Om. Visualizing indigo, inhale. One second. Maintaining the breath as we continue through Anya. One more round. Exhaling to release the mudra, relax the body, let the practice continue to settle in your being. Inhaling to open your eyes as you return back to the practice with the rest of your senses. All right. So we journeyed through our first three chakra, our lower pyramid, going from stability to emotional understanding to will, coming through knowing of self. Then we find balance in the heart as we build again. Now things are growing. From that growth and that ability to be compassion and go beyond just the ego or the self or idea of self, we're now able to fully express our truth and also be more aware of this truth. Once we reach this consciousness or this awareness in the brow, able to perceive the illusion and what is real, we go beyond to the Sahasrara. Sahasrara is the 1,000-petaled lotus, our crown chakra. It resides just above our head. The color for this one, of course, is violet, finishing off our beautiful rainbow, our full spectrum body. There is no element attached to this. It's just a heightened awareness of our connection to the universe, being our total experience. The mantra for this one is Ang, A-N-G. The G is kind of glottal, so it'll be Ang. As you continue through that humming, that allows for us to be aware of the more subtle parts of our being that we aren't aware of when we speak like this, especially with me being a New Yorker or from New York in this expression and being very hard and short with how I end words. There's no experience of the subtlety of words. So this is an opportunity for those who live in those environments or those who are just not even fully aware of the value and the full experience of language that we are offered by just going from hard sounds to subtle hums back inside to that gentle sound. So with that said, we're going to do Sahasrara. The color is going to be violet. The mantra is Anga, and the mudra, we're going to interlace all the fingers except the pinkies, which go up. We're going to locate this at our heart, keeping the spine long, shoulders relaxed, elbows in. Allow the eyelids to gently fall as we inhale and exhale. One more round. On your next exhale, relax the body. Unravel the hands. On the following inhale, we're going to open our eyes as we return back to our general practice. Now making our way through all the different chakras or wheels or glands of the body, our different expressions of these different elements, from our root or our earth to our sacral, to our water or our emotions, to our fire or our will or our self-knowing, to our green and our heart, to growth and compassion and balance and love, as we ascend up into the ether and into the more subtle consciousness and then beyond. With that said, we're going to continue this practice now with some pranayama. So we're going to begin with the two nadis. Now that we work the middle, we're going to balance the two nadis that typically fluctuate and become more active and less active depending on the time of the day. So this being a morning practice right now, I'm going to start with Surya Bindana. So it's going to be 9 rounds. We're going to, a brief reminder of Surya Badana, you're going to press on the left nostril as we inhale through the right nostril, enjoying the pause between the inhale and exhale before we press on the right nostril and exhale through the left nostril. We're going to repeat that process 9 times, and that will complete this practice of Surya Badana. So we're going to begin bringing the spine to a comfortable, long position, relaxing the shoulders. We're going to bring our hands to our face, pressing on the left nostril, inhaling through the right, pressing on the right, releasing the left and exhaling through the left, pressing on the left, releasing the right, then inhaling again to continue the cycle. We have one more round. Or if you completed your breathing, just settle into easy pose as you continue with full yogic breath. All right. So now that we've activated our right nadi, the pingala, we're going to go to the other side, the ida or the lunar nadi. We're going to do that with Chandra Badana, or the same breath but in reverse. We're going to inhale through the left and exhale through the right. This practice is going to help bring balance to the other side. So also, as I said before, once you do these practices, also be aware of where you may have nasal blockages. um, in the body, because it'll represent a blockage in that energetic system as well. If you find blockages, also refer back to the pranayama video or pranayama techniques like Kapalbhati or Bhastrika, well, primarily Kapalbhati, which will help you remove a lot of those sinus-based blockages. And now we're going to move into Chandra Badana, or moon breathing. All right. Yeah, throughout this practice, you'll see me keep switching my legs, because a lot of times you'll sit in one posture, but the inside leg is always the inside leg. So a lot of times I like to switch and rotate so that each hip gets a chance to balance itself out and fall to the ground. So that also comes with the mindfulness of the practice, not just falling into postures, but falling to them with a certain awareness of how they're going to serve you and achieve this ultimate, and help you achieve this awareness of our ultimate nature, union, yoga, yuj, to which we are bound. So we're going to do Chandra Badana. I'm actually going to switch hands. There's no real method to why I'm switching hands, but I just use this one to breathe, so I'm going to use this one to breathe. So I'm going to plug the right nostril, inhaling through the left. Full yogic breath. Plugging the left. Enjoying the pause before I exhale through the right. Pausing again. Inhaling through the, pausing again before I go back to inhale through the left. And that's going to be the general sequence. We're going to do that 9 times. So we have 9 rounds of this Chandra Badana, or our lunar breath. So we're going to brace the body, prepare it, bring the spine long, shoulders relaxed. Find yourself in a comfortable asana. And we're going to inhale through the left nostril. You have one more round. If you find that you're finished before the 9 rounds or before the rest of the class, settle into your full yogic breath. Or you can practice more breaths of the Chandra Badana. On the following inhale, we're going to open eyes, returning back to the practice. All right. Now that we have both sides individually addressed, we're going to do Nadi Shodhana, alternate nostril breathing. We're going to combine both. We're going to do this for 9 rounds, going back and forth between the nadis, or the nasal passages. to activate these nadis before we enter Shavasana and enjoy the relaxation part of everything we just experienced. So I'm going to demonstrate Nadi Shodhana. All right, we're going to return back to our right hand. We're going to press on the left nostril, inhaling through the right, stopping the right nostril, exhaling through the left. Once we finish that exhale, enjoying the pause, we're going to inhale through the left nostril, closing the left nostril, enjoying the pause before we exhale through the right nostril. That whole sequence of inhaling through the right, exhaling through the left, inhaling through the left, and then exhaling through the right, that is one round. We have 9 rounds of that before we enter Shavasana. So we're going to bring ourselves to a comfortable seated position. We're going to plug the left nostril, and we're going to inhale through the right nostril. You're going to plug the right nostril, exhale through the left nostril. Inhale through the left nostril. Plug the left nostril, exhale through the right nostril. Continue. We got one more round. If you find yourself completed before, continue to do Nadi Shodhana or settle into a full yogic breath as you finish off. Once you find yourself complete, Exhale yourself back into a relaxed seating posture or kneeling posture. Take a couple full rounds of yogic breath, allowing the whole practice to now start moving through your body with more awareness. We're going to unravel the legs, hands behind us as we shift our body into Shavasana, extending our legs away, rolling the body back as we lay in Shavasana, rolling our hips up under us, toes pointed to the sky, our hip width apart, hands to our side with the palms up to the ceiling as we relax our body into the floor, also known as the pose of integration, as we allow the whole practice to be integrated with our body. Return your awareness back to the breath. Feeling the diaphragm, the chest, the shoulders, pausing to embrace, and then exhaling the shoulders, chest, letting the belly sink. With each breath, become aware of the thoughts that may be present, the sensations that may arise in the body, the emotions that may fluctuate, and also the energy that may be moving. Be aware of them, not attached, and not forceful of how they should express, but just be aware. Bring awareness to them through the breath. Because through this awareness comes the mastery. The only way to master something is through awareness. So use the breath as your tool for awareness and mastery. As you continue in Shavasana, maintain awareness. I had to sit up just now because I felt my consciousness starting to fluctuate between awareness and unaware, which is a good practice in the Yoga Nidra system, but not what I want to achieve at this very moment. I don't want to be in a state of conscious dreaming or conscious sleeping right now. But on your next inhale, begin to wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, stretch arms, bend elbows, bend knees. Bring conscious activity back to the body. Of course, for this segment, we would allow Shavasana to be extended a little longer. If we were in cooler environments, we would provide blankets. Because in India, we didn't have any central heating, so blankets were necessary in the wintertime in the Himalayan mountains. But as you come back to a final seated position, we're going to settle back here, keeping the spine long, shoulders relaxed as we return our awareness back to the breath. We're going to inhale, hands to heart. On your next exhale, we're going to bow, stay. We're going to say one Om, 3 Shantis. We're going to inhale. Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaste one last time. hope that you're a little more aware of this beautiful gift that we've been given to experience this world through. After this practice, this is something that you can practice whenever. It doesn't have to be bound to a certain time, certain energies. You don't need a lot of space. You don't need no equipment. It's just something to build the awareness of the energy that's present in this body before we prepare ourselves to learn how to maneuver and move and control it. But with that said, I'm Rashimio Kaimi. This is my fourth video for my 300-hour yoga teacher training. Went a little more in depth than they probably expected of me, but they gave me free reign to talk, so let's talk. Thank you again for practicing, and I hope you feel better than when you came. Namaste.